Good morning or good evening if you're watching this as a video, or good afternoon. Welcome to Tarot Time. Welcome to the Medium channel where we bring you the spirituality behind the message. I'm a little out of breath. I've been rushing around this morning trying to get ready and be somewhat on time. So what we're doing today is we're doing our weekly tarot forecast, our energy check-in for the week. It's a very, very active week coming up astrologically. There's a full moon. Saturn's changing signs for the next 2.5 years. A lot going on, a lot of energy, a lot of sudden changes. And we're going to dive into all of that in just a minute or two. So if you are watching this as a video, what I do is I let the live people get their notifications, give them a minute or two to come on board, and then begin. We're going to do tarot cards. I've got other divination cards. The forecast or the reading could be something that resonates with you personally, or may resonate with your community or with the world at large, or all of the above. And that's basically it. So I'll say a few quick hellos and dive right on in. Oh, and by the way, I changed the schedule, so we're not going to do the full moon update at 2 o'clock today. I had that in the schedule. Some of you might know that the uh, full moon forecast was going to be at 2 o'clock today, and late last night before bed, I realized, wait a second, if I do this at 2, that doesn't give me enough time to really research things and really do a good job. So we're going to do it on Monday at 11. So anyways, let me just say a few quick hellos. So and if anybody is new to Tarot Time, new to the Medium channel, if you want to say hi and introduce yourselves, we have a really fun rip roaring community here. So anyway, hi Sylvia. Hopefully all are snowbound. Yeah, we're fine here in the Catskills. I actually had an event in Connecticut where it was raining, but I had to stay at a hotel rather than drive home. I mean, wasn't sure what the weather was doing, because it was so on the fence, but I trusted my instincts, and they reported 20 inches of snow where I live in Phoenicia. There's no way 20 inches of snow fell, so I think they take their measurements at a higher elevation than what I'm at. But we did get about a foot of snow here, yeah. All right, anyways, enough of the weather forecast. So hi Pug Life, and hi um, Sylvia, welcome to anybody who's new, anybody who's old like me. I'm old in the Medium channel. I've been here since the beginning. And hi, Carla and Sue and Colleen and Claire and Suzanne and Pug Life and Linda and Chris and Angela and Doreen from the Children's School of Yoga. If you guys want some, we have a playlist of yoga classes that Doreen's done for us here. So hi, Michael, hi, Jody, and anybody that I missed. Hi to you guys also. I want to dive in now. So, first and foremost, big full moon ahead, and another 16-degree full moon. Tomorrow at 7, we're going to talk about the 5 things that you need to know, as well as the intuitive or psychic take on the energies of this particular full moon. What's really interesting is that, and everything kind of sort of ties in here, is that Saturn will basically within 5 or 6 hours of the full moon, Saturn goes into Pisces for 2.5 years. So Saturn takes 29 and a half years to circle the sun. And Saturn is really about like our karma, our lessons, and things of that nature. You know, what we need to work through, or discipline, all that stuff. And it's been hanging out in Aquarius. Saturn, gets along pretty well with Aquarius, but Saturn and Pisces are not exactly the most compatible energies. But what Saturn's going to do, like Pisces is our subconscious, our dreams, our inner selves. So this is going to focus a lot of attention into our inner growth and into our shadow work, into clearing the subconscious. So we talk a lot about we're in this great awakening. Yeah, we are. And if I was to believe some of the other information out there, I would have assumed that we'd all go into 5D reality. We wouldn't have to do any work, and boom, we're in the 5D. All of our karma solved. But it ain't that simple. This universe, this living physical universe that we live in, is our classroom, and we need to do the work. Saturn is about our work and our discipline. Now we've been doing the last 2.5 years, there's been a lot of work in areas of like understanding things like social reform and community and society, all the stuff Aquarius and Uranus is involved in, sudden changes, surprises, all that stuff, revolutionary thinking, exposures of truth or whatever. But now we go even deeper. So when we go into Pisces, when Saturn goes into Pisces, we go even deeper and go deep into the subconscious, clear the personal and collective shadows, and awakening's a process. We have our quantum leaps, like I've somebody on Facebook I was conversing with and talking about this. Somebody was frustrated that they just don't feel like they're getting anywhere, basically, with their spiritual life. And I explaining when somebody could meditate for 40 years and not even feel like they get anything. The awakening tends to happen in quantum leaps of consciousness and flashes. Not we don't awaken or we don't evolve spiritually in a smooth slow. We plateau, and then we go into another level, basically. So trying to explain that, and things happen when we don't expect it. So if we're always like, if our mindset is always like, I'm expecting or I'm wanting this to happen, I'm wanting to awaken, I'm wanting to raise my consciousness, we're really putting more resistance out there. And so somebody can meditate for like 40 years or whatever, nothing happens, and one day they're scrubbing their toilets, and boom, all of a sudden the upload or the download happens, the awakening happens, the realization happens. So the idea is be patient. Saturn is a slow moving, patient, grounded energy. It requires the work and the discipline. Now we need to go within, collectively and personally, in order to dredge out some of the deeper sludge that's been in our energetic systems, that's been causing disease, it's been causing unhappiness, it's been causing social problems and susceptibility to outside programming and stuff like that. So that's really what's going on. So it's very Pisces energy. The sun's in Pisces. So I pulled the moon card because that's the card that represents Pisces. Oh, by the way, this is a new deck. Are you guys paying attention? This is a new deck that we have here. All right, I'm missing all your comments, of course. Hi, Misbehaving. Hi, MDR. Hi, Colleen. Sorry that you're in the hospital this week. It send you lots and lots of love. And I've had a lifetime of autoimmune problems. Just in case you guys want to know what the heck I'm talking about here, I've had a whole lifetime of autoimmune problems, and the Saturn energy going to the subconscious is going to give you a boost to help to clear that, because everything in our physical body is a result of energy and stuff like that. So the moon card, what's with that, the dogs can represent allies, spirit guides, helpers. The moon illuminates the dark, right? The moon reflects the sunlight, so the moon illuminates the night. So when we have a nice big bright full moon out there, which we'll have tomorrow night, if it's clear by you, and it illuminates the darkness. So this is really about that. We have some kind of crustacean here, whether that's a crawdad or a lobster, I'm not really sure. And what else? And we have a path that kind of goes into the unknown, basically. So this is very Piscean energy, and this is like the road that we're traveling, and we're being guided by the moonlight. We're being guided by the inner light, basically. So we're about to hit the equinox. So this next couple of weeks, this full moon into the next new moon is really a good time to go within and start to uncover a few more things, because then our energies come more out into the light, and we're meant to wake up from our hibernation. We're meant to digest the lessons of the years past as we come out of the womb of Mother Earth and back to the surface of the earth, and then see where we stand, where we can make a difference, and what choices or decisions that we need to make. So what I want to do is do a meditation card. I kind of dropped the ball a little bit on explaining exactly what we do on Tarot Time, but we do a meditation card for the week. We do a 3-card spread, and then I have other divination cards. So this is called the Morgan Greer deck. One of my favorite decks, and my old deck, my Hanson Roberts deck that I still have, it was getting old. It was getting hard to shuffle, so I just said, Spirit said, get a new divination deck. So I got this one. Very very kind of Celtic pagan kind of energy with these cards. I mean, with all tarot really, but these cards really bring it out in a nice way. And I love the colors and the imagery. So I'm going to just take a second to relax, clear my mind, and just let Spirit kind of fill me so that I could pull the right card. Okay, they're saying just pull the top card. Here we go. So this is our meditation card for the week, apparently. And this is the 7 of Swords. 7 is Neptune energy. Swords is air, is the mind. And the idea is we want to step into this card. So what Spirit's telling me as I'm talking about this, when you do your meditation, just like every other week, this isn't the new thing. That's coming up in the second. Wait for it. So the thing is, you get very relaxed. I like to just be present, be open, feel my heart open and expanding. And then in my mind, I step into this, like this is a magic doorway into a new reality. So when I step in, first order business, what do I feel? It's just like if you're going into a new house, especially if you're going to buy a house, I always recommend forget the price tag, forget the neighborhood, forget the style of the house. Just clear your mind of that. Feel the energy, and then step into the house. When you step into the house, what do you feel? And do you feel better? If you feel better, maybe you'll continue to look around and possibly buy the house. If you don't feel better, if you feel worse, just say, oh, I'm sorry, this doesn't feel right. Let's go to the next house. So always trust your feelings. Our feelings, our emotions, as well as our physical body. We have an electrical nervous system that responds to the energies around us. And people do not, this is very Saturn and Pisces energy, because people do not take time to really feel their bodies. And I know you guys know, but I'm going to just put it as a question. Do you know that every organ of your body has a unique feeling unto itself? Every organ makes a unique sound. It has a unique sonic unto itself. Our skin has a certain feeling of resonance. Our bones have a certain feeling of resonance. And every day we should, for a few minutes, get very present and just feel the different organs, feel the skeleton. You just take time to do that. And if you do this as a daily practice, I can virtually guarantee you that you can start to cultivate your mind, because you're already starting to develop a more of an intimate relationship with your own body, because our programming causes us to forget that and to separate from it. You can start to heal things. So the next step of awareness is applying energy, applying consciousness, applying focus and will. And I've healed things that doctors couldn't heal. So I'm speaking from experience, not from books, although books are great also, but I'm speaking from personal experience. So you step into the card. What do you feel? And what do these swords represent to you? I feel like that's the meditation. That's what Spirit was telling me to tell you guys. When you step in, focus on each of these swords. What do they represent? Because swords can be thoughts, they can be strife, they can be challenges. Challenge isn't a bad thing. We don't like challenge, because we'd rather be happy and free and not have to deal with all that's going on there. But challenges is the basically the vehicle or how we grow in this lifetime, overcoming challenges, right? So, just step in and there's a whole panoramic view here, right? We're just seeing a little doorway. So you step into the scene and, this could be a spirit guide or there may be other spirit guides or other scenery. So, go check it out. But the main thing is to feel it. So this is the meditation card for the week, guys. I'm just checking your comments for a second. All right. So anyways, let's do a 3-card spread now. This will be for the week. It's interesting. I'm mixing this 3 words come into my mind: open, receive, laugh. Those 3 words just popped into my head. So, being in an attitude of laughter, then you become more open to receive. Isn't that the truth? When we're focusing on our problems or complaining, and I do this too. I'm not Gandhi. I'm a somebody who's learning and growing also. But when we focus on these things, we tend to sort of reinstall them in our mental hard drive and recreate them over and over again. Open, receive, laugh. Yes, that's what I said. Yep. Yes, open, receive, laugh. Indeed it is. Indeed, laughter is the best medicine. Yes, it is. All right. Now, let me put these cards over here. Okay, so I just need a second to clear my mind. The energy supercharged this morning, which is interesting. Since I slept like a rock, even if it was only for 4 or 5 hours. So maybe that's why I have a lot of energy. All right. This one. This is number 3. This is the right order. Okay. Huh. Here we go. So where'd my clipboard go? Oh. 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 Ooh. Here's not the Handsome Robber deck anymore. This is now the Morgan Greer deck. We have the Tower card. We're sort of leading into the week with the Tower. Then we have the 5 of Pentacles, but it's reversed. Then we have the 7 of Wands, also reversed. So basically the Tower, key 16. This is the 6th consecutive full moon coming up Tuesday morning. I think it's in the morning. Anyway, on Tuesday. And it's okay. Hold on a second. Water time. Water break. Okay. So 6 consecutive full moon at 16 degrees. So 16, key 16 to the Tower. In Chaldean numerology, it's the shattered citadel. Pretty much very similar to the same meaning. So these full moons, full moon, again, it's very high psychic energy. When the moon is full, it's we're at the peak of the lunar cycle. The moon really is about the subconscious. The moon reflects the sunlight. So all these 16 degrees, it's slowly kind of chipping away at all the false programming, the false beliefs in the collective. And now this is going to be in Virgo. We're going to talk a lot more about this tomorrow at 7 when I do the full moon forecast. But Virgo's about our health and our well-being. So, this is going to be a really good time to really address any health things, really work on affirmations to affirm that you're healthy. Yes, there's pathogens. Yes, there's genetic disorders. All these things matter. But number one measure of health, wellness, and illness is really what's up here. And if we can be in a very healthy mindset, then we carry healthy emotion. When we carry healthy emotion, the body responds in health. So when I had heart surgery in 2017, 7 months after I had an aneurysm, actually in my heart, actually um, what's the word? Well, it bursts basically, and then somehow I'm a medical miracle. We'll leave it at that. But basically, I had surgery 7 months after a major cardiac event because nobody knew, or nobody would even look at an aneurysm basically rupturing and then healing itself. That just doesn't happen unless God intervenes, basically. And oh God, there's a reason I was saying this. Oh my goodness, more water. But yeah, the point being, oh, okay. The thought came back. I had an amazing uh, cardiothoracic surgeon. He recently retired, named Dr. Shahani from Vassar Brothers in Poughkeepsie, an Indian Sikh. I practiced Kundalini yoga. I mean, it was a match made in heaven. Almost literally. Only I didn't go to heaven. I stayed right here on earth. But my second visit, I go and but the first visit, he basically said, "Well, I'm not going to heal you. God's going to heal you. I'm just his instrument." I liked him right then and there. Second visit, he looked at me kind of like, you know, you know, I know how my patients are going to do just by their attitude before they go into surgery. And I was like, wow, I love him. So I basically told him, well, I'm nervous. And he's like, well, of course you're nervous. I think there's something wrong with you if you weren't nervous. I said, but I'm seeing myself being fully recovered, healthy. In other words, I had a good attitude and I did amazingly well. I mean, 2 to 3 months after my surgery, my cardiologist said that I was doing better than he thought I would ever do in the rest of my life. It was a huge surgery. I mean, you can imagine a big aneurysm dissecting, healing itself. It was a huge surgery. It's called the Bentall procedure. So anyway, that's the message I was getting. It's kind of relating a personal story to that. We got to let a lot of. I'm looking at this five of Pentacles. Stop worrying about money. That's what they're saying. Stop worrying about if you're going to lose your home. If you're aligned with your heart and you're aligned with spirit, you're not going to do without. It's just not going to happen. People just don't understand this, and people that argue against that don't realize that they have not cleared themselves subconsciously. They could be like, well, I'm not worrying about money, I'm not doing this, but yet it's not coming or whatever. I'm like, no, you got to go a little deeper because you are worrying about money. It's just such a strong subconscious program you've been living with your whole life that you don't even know you're doing it. It's like I didn't even know that I suffered from very acute anxiety my whole life because that was my daily life. Being afraid of people, being afraid of situations. That was my whole life. It was normal to me. I didn't know until I learned how to become the observer through meditation practice, to observe myself almost like from the outside looking in, rather than just looking at myself through the colored lenses of subconscious programming and thinking that I was fine, basically. So that's the idea. Yeah, we have to just do affirmation. That's power of repetition. Change the mind. When you change the mind, you change how you respond emotionally. You change your health, and you change your vibration and frequency. And everything is frequency. Even the solid object is 99.999% energy because atoms are empty space. They have tiny nuclei, and it's all empty space. So well, it's not empty space, it's energy. Electrons move at 1/100th the speed of light. That's huge amounts of energy. And there's so much energy that we can harness and tap into, yet we have these antiquated power lines that where I live in the Catskills, every time the wind blows, we lose power. It's like crazy, but we have all this energy in our heart. It is about 40 to 60 times stronger electromagnetically than any other organ or region of the body. So if we cultivate the heart's the generator, and then the mind is the receiver and the transmitter. So if we get our generators, if we get our hearts really working the way they're supposed to work, in other words, in coherence, not in fear, not in lack mentality, but in coherence. Hearts are coherent when they love. That's what hearts do. They love, they feel gratitude, they feel compassion. But the programming takes us out of the heart's natural rhythm. I'm not talking about the heartbeat, I'm talking about the vibrational rhythm. And when the heart gets out of rhythm, the brain waves get out of rhythm. And that's when the problems really come in. That's when poverty, when illness, all that stuff comes in. So do your heart-brain coherence. We talk a lot about this. We teach it here. We've got videos on it. Do it. If you want to go to my teachers where I learned, look up Joe Dispenza, look up Greg Braden, look up Heart Math Institute, Bruce Lipton, Teresa Bullard, just to name a few of people that have actually done the scientific research, not just taking this on faith, and give us that information also. So now we come to the Seven of Wands here. Again, there's all this letting go energy. It's like, who are we fighting? Who are you really fighting? Who are you really battling? When you're like stuck in traffic, hockey in the, I'm not saying not you guys, you don't have road rage, of course not you guys, but when the other people are doing that, they're not battling other people, they're battling themselves, and they're losing that battle in that moment because they're allowing their environment to dictate how they are going to feel rather than consciously choosing how you're going to feel. I know. Way easier said than done because emotions are so powerful. They're the hormones in the body, but their energy, emotion that triggers a hormonal response in the body, hugely powerful. So we have to get into the habit of learning to step out of and observing how we're reacting and observing our emotions. And in that moment in time, you're no longer the program, because we're programmed to respond to to society and each other in very predictable manners, and what we feel is our energy and it's what we create. So when we step back and we observe our reaction, in that moment you're not the program, you're just observing the program in action. That's called awareness. When you develop awareness, that's when you can start to change. But first you have to be aware, and you can't be aware until you step out of your normal day-to-day routine. We have 65,000 thoughts a day. It went up 5,000 in the last year or two, according to psychologists. Whatever number, 60,000, 65,000. That's a lot of thoughts. 95% of them are subconscious, and they're basically either thoughts about the past or the future, usually, right? They're not about the now, because if they were about the now, you wouldn't be thinking, you'd just be experiencing the moment. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I mean, in the now, I feel good right now. That could be thoughts about the now, right? But anyway, you get the gist of that. So the Tower card, it's okay. It's okay to level the playing field. It feels like to me, like on a personal level, like somebody or a couple of you here are just really going to need to lay it on the line with people. I feel like somebody, getting ready to leave a job or to quit a job, I want to say, and to almost debating whether they want to let their employers just tell them where it's at or just to leave quietly. But the idea is honor yourself. And we may find, because this is sort of, the energy we're leading into the week. Now we have the very powerful full moon in Virgo. Take care of your health. This is a good week to really step up your health routines, as it were. And because Virgo, is health and employment, amongst other things, stability also. It's Mercury ruled energy. So there may be something that just kind of ends, or the tower falls down so we can rebuild on stronger foundation. yeah, so things are ending or completing, maybe abruptly. There's a lot of Uranus energy still in the air also. Um, so it's okay, it's okay to be willing to just let things go at this time, and a lot of this is letting go energy. I think again, there's a lot of concern around money. People that have investments, as I say a lot, keep a close eye on it. But the energies here actually show there could be some news or some problem. I'm seeing, like, I wouldn't be surprised if there was in the next week or two, like another kind of a pipeline issue, like with oil or distribution of oil or something like that. Because I was just seeing a pipe bursting in my mind when I was talking. Um, I feel like somebody here is really going to be helping somebody who's suicidal. I want to say, like, you're like a good friend, and sort of maybe even talking them down or something like that. People are down. Try not to get triggered by their energy, but give them a big hug instead. This is also part of really expanding through the heart frequencies. And it's all too easy when somebody's in a negative mood to just feed off that negativity and fire back at them. And I do it too. It's very easy to get caught up in that moment. And I think sometimes we just have to deep breath, go back to the heart, give the person a hug, just tell them it's going to be okay. We're a community. And because everything's changing, people are losing a lot right now. They're losing their sense of routines. They're losing their sense of values. They're losing friendships and relationships, and just don't know what's going on in this uncertain world or where to turn to. And this is the time we really have to be strong in community, and it starts by being strong in our heart center. Um, um, and no, and again, this is a card of preparedness, so don't get caught unprepared. It's kind of the other side of that. 7 is very Neptune, it's very emotional. 5 is very Mercury. So again, there's a lot of emotional clouding of our judgments going on. And I what was it? It was the third, 3-3, that's 33. Really powerful day. And then I woke up in the morning just kind of feeling like how can I describe what I was feeling when I woke up? Kind of like somebody had taken all the atoms of my body, kind of mixed them in a blender, and then dropped it in some gelatinous mass. That's how I felt when I woke up on Friday, and then I had to drive to Connecticut and do an event that day. And then I was doing a little research, and we had I think it was, I don't know if it's a class M or class X, but we had a solar flare, stuff like that. So there's a lot of energy. There's a lot of changing energies. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. I think that the governments are preparing some rollout of something that's going to further centralize power and government. It may be some new currency or some new ideas with currency, I want to say, because sometimes the Pentagon represents money. And be prepared. We can be in a position of advantage, but not if we allow ourselves to get caught up and get dragged down by society or by other people. This is an awakening. This is a total human upgrade that we're undergoing right now, the likes that we haven't seen, in thousands upon thousands of years. And it's going to be hard. It's going to be bumpy because you you for a couple of reasons. One, the powers that be that have control want to keep the control, want to create further control. There's been a lot of information coming from my extraterrestrial guides, from the master teachers, talking about the whole grand plan being about colonizing this planet and harvesting its energy. And they're saying not enslavement. They want me to be careful not to use that term. It's like they're not trying to enslave us, although in a way it is enslavement, right? I guess it's just a matter of semantics more than anything. But it is a colonization effort, and this has been going on for hundreds, I think even thousands of years. And it's kind of like getting ready to instill the next installment or the next phase of a systematic what are the words? Give me the words. um, I want to say systematic overhaul of society in order for it to be more mechanized, more digital, and therefore having greater control over society. The thinking of society, and again, with the transhumanism, if we're hooked up to this technology, there'll be potentially easier access to our minds, and easier access to control us. So let things go, guys. Just seems to be the message here. And the Five of Pentacles also with the bandage, that could be about, healing psychic wounds, healing emotional wounds. With Saturn again going to Pisces and just starting that transit, this is really about working, healing like the deeper self and the deeper subconscious. Without that, the change that we need is not going to happen. So we have to really clear, from the depths of our beings, both individually and as well as as a society. So let me pull a Native American card too. So I've got a few other divination tools here. I'm sorry, I'm not really keeping up with your comments today. I'm just rambling on, but thank you, everybody. Oh my God, I'm missing out all kinds of conversation. So somebody brought up quantum entanglement, and I forgot their names, but three scientists recently won the Nobel Prize for their theories on quantum entanglement. So we're kind of talking about that a little bit here, right? Let's see. I like to include you guys here. I had a dream a few months ago from Angela after my best friend passed, and she said she was okay, that an angel took her under their wing and she made it to heaven. Oh, that's a beautiful message. Thanks for sharing that with us. Beautiful. So, okie doke. I have to clear my mind. I don't know why I'm so wound up this morning. All right, so this is what I got. The Chief of Vessels. So that's what the card looks. Oh, autofocus is almost auto working. So here we go. The Chief of Vessels. Vessels is cups. This is like the King of Cups in the normal or the regular tarot. And he's kind of going with the flow, right? He's sort of going down the waterfall. But, what I'm getting from the card is he's sort of mastering that flow with his mind. It's not enough to go with the flow. We need to be the flow, and then we can influence the flow and go with the flow that we're partly influencing. Just like my Native American, one of my teachers when I was 23, which is ancient history, I think they had invented cars by then. I'm just teasing. But he's just like, one day we were walking in the wood and he just stopped and said, when we pray for rain, it always rains. And I was like, yeah, I believed him. I mean, I believe that already. And he's saying, the reason being is that when we pray to our Creator, we don't ask for the rain, but rather we give thanks for the rain that's already falling. And we make it so real in our mind. I'm paraphrasing, but we make it so real in our minds that we feel the rain hitting our skin. We smell the rain. We see the corn growing. We see the crops growing. And it always rains. Well, virtually always. I'm sure every now and then it didn't rain when they did that, or not immediately, but that's the idea. That's how to pray. You become so part of that flow of energy that you start to influence that flow of energy. So again, it's already happened. Time is an illusion. All times coexist in the now. All possible realities coexist in the now. When you can get super present and get into your center, which is your heart, then you come to that place where you are part of all times and all realities. Some call it the quantum field. I call it the quantum field too. Also, I call it spirit. It's Chris saying, shoot, you're still a baby. I am still a baby. We're all still babies. So he's kind of going with the flow, and he's not even, he doesn't even have a or or anything. He's just going with the flow, and he's smiling. He's looking up. And hold on a second. I need my eyes. Hello. Oh, wow. I'm just kidding. Um, what else does he have? There's birds. Birds are messengers from spirit, right? So the spirits are talking to him, and he's kind of looking, and he's got something in the back, or someone. So anyway, I think you get the idea. Let's move on. What else? Oh, how about sacred geometry? Yes, yes, yes. I watched the video this morning about Solfeggio frequencies. That's been my new divine obsession lately, and I keep trying to explain. These frequencies. The old musical scale are basically the sonic equivalent of sacred geometry. So they're kind of the sound equivalent. So there's certain sacred sounds. 528. Some of people call that sort of the master Solfeggio frequency, but there's 6 or 9 of them that are powerful depending on who you speak to. All of them are part of this 369 Tesla code, so they all add up to either 369, and they vibrate. It's sound. Everything makes a sound. Everything, energy has sound, and it vibrates. So these frequencies vibrate through our bodies, through our auric, our meridian systems, and our aura. So if you work with frequency music, that can augment your work. And I listen to something every day, and there's lots of good information on the internet about that. So let me clear my mind a second. See if I can tune into my heart and body, and will a little bit of moisture on my hand right now. Oh boy. Okay, here we go. There we go. Earth. Ooh, 24. That's my number. That's my date of birth. It's 6 ruled numerology, Venus ruled numerology. Here we go. The frequency of Earth activates our deep connection to this physical plane by showing us the beauty of all the aspects of our great mother and revealing the more ethereal, spiritual aspects of our nature. So for what they're showing me here, with all this energy of kind of letting go, release, dealing with challenges or whatever, stay grounded, stay in the earth. The earth and heart have the same letters, EARTH. Both those words have those 5 letters, and none others. And I'm going to hold this closer. The idea is just kind of absorb this. You can kind of gaze into this. If you want to work with this and stop the video, feel free to do that. Not now, but if you come back to it, and just kind of absorb that and kind of be part of that. So be the earth heart, or the heart earth. And that's how you're going to be in the eye of the storm. Everything's going to change around you, but you're going to be basically grounded, kind of a generator of positive change, in your world and the world around you, basically. So I have the medicine cards today for our animal totem message. So I want to see what Carissa's saying here. There's the awesome note in the intro. Oh, we're back to music, are we? You know what song was stuck in my mind was the Moody Blues song. I love the Moody Blues. Long Distance Voyager. What's the name of the song though? It was the big hit from that album. I can't remember the name of the song. The voice within, that's what's called. Understand the voice within, see a change already beginning. Oh, I can't sing on a Sunday morning. That's the lyrics that kept going in my mind. Understand the voice within and see a change already beginning. And the voice within emanates from the heart, right? So we get alligator. There's a delay again. Warning, internet problems. Beep, beep, beep. Alligators key 50. We've gotten this guy before. Alligators have very soft underbellies, even though they have very tough skin, and they're very agile. All right. Sorry about the delay. Sorry about the internet issue. Hold on one sec here. My image is catching up to my voice. Yay! There's hope. I can admit to being a little bit out of sync. That's okay. Integration. Well, that's perfect for this energy. The heart is the great integrator. All the heart's the great integrator. So there's the alligator. Why am I saying truth? The alligator truth. Well, those teeth are very truthful. There's no denying this guy's got pretty big teeth you want to stay away from, but that's a big truth. So integration, the powerful gift of alligator medicine is to fully appreciate and integrate all that life offers. That's the good, the bad, and the ugly, because what we see as bad, it may be just what we're programmed to believe. It's just energy, it's just events, right? I mean, yeah. I mean, there are things that are painful, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're bad. Okay, anyway, let me read the rest of this. Gator shows us the value of thoroughly digesting both the pleasures and pains of life. In many ways, alligator's medicine is reflected in its behavior. When gator rolls under the water with its prey, its message is to roll with the punches when being attacked by life circumstances. Carefully storing its prey under a log until the meat is tender teaches us about patience and proper timing. I think that's perfect messages. Because again, going back to these three cards, it's easy to get very caught up in things. When things are falling apart, sometimes it's hard to see that there's a new dawn. There's a song by Genesis, I think it's called "Slipstream" from Trespass, and beautiful song. But that there's a line in it, about wait on the horizon, the new dawn seems to be rising. And I think that's sort of the idea, when we're in our heart, and I feel like they're saying just to keep laughing, keep hanging out with each other, keep supporting one another. I think, what this is showing, not that everything's going to happen this week. I think it's showing just the beginning of a process of a new cascading energy of things that just aren't good for us, things that aren't sustainable. And I feel like a lot's going to start to come out in the news about toxicity. That's what popped up in my mind, about things that are known to be bad for us, yet they keep doing it anyways. And I think there's more and more pushing against the machine, so to speak, more and more coming out in the media, more and more whistleblowers, more and more people questioning ideals, more and more news about the mishandling of pandemics and the source or the origins of a pandemic that changed the world, basically, that may have been avoidable. And it's going to be interesting to see exactly how that pans out. And as I'm saying, that Spirit's saying by September we're going to know the truth. Guys, remember this. So when September comes or when October comes, we'll see if it was accurate. And by September, we're going to know the truth. I think we have an idea of the truth now, but we're going to know it. So last but not least, we have our angel message for the week. And then we're going to move on with our days. So again, we're not doing the full moon 5 things that you need to know at 2:00 today. I moved that to 7 p.m. tomorrow night. So that'll be our next live stream. Okay. Okay, manifesting moisture. Okay, there we go. Francesca, what do you deserve right now? Visualize it and it will come about. Negativity will block your... All right, so now the exercise for you guys is get your personal message from this, and that's in the image. And it could be which aspect of the image gets your attention first. How does the image make you feel? what symbols are in your mind come up, or words or memories. So take a moment, get your personal angel message that's beyond the meaning. I'll shut up for a second. That's it. You got it. Very good. Oh, so I know that you knew your daughter was an angel, but now you know for sure. um, all right, very good. So yeah, I'm just kind of peeking at some of your comments. Thank you, everybody, for sharing. Sorry I didn't get to everybody. So I think get lost in translation means text. Yeah, and then that's let me finish reading. And nobody knows or sees when you're coming from a funny or loving place. People will perceive what we're saying based on their lens of programming. So words have different meanings for different people. So I could say something and mean one thing, and the person listening can get a whole different message from it because they use or perceive words slightly differently than me. That's part of communication, not just not just hearing, but speaking up and understanding that, and communication from the heart. Communicate with frequencies, like two people. And yeah, I know you guys can relate to this. One person could say one thing, another person can use the exact same words and say the same thing, but you get a whole different meaning from one person than the other. Why? Because the intention of one person is completely different from the other, and you're open enough in your heart to feel their energy, to understand what's behind the word. That's communication, and that's what I'm going to end today. I think that says it all. Yeah, so here we go. Very good job there. Fish, so that's how you get messages. That's how divination works. Yeah. All right. Somebody mentioned Spear Mind Family. So the comments go. Here we go. All right. Anyway, that's our Patreon group where we dive deeper into these topics, and everything we did last month is still up there. If you want to join, it's only $5. Yeah, it's by pledge or donation. Yeah, we have a meditation there on how to work with tarot and meditation. So there's a guided meditation if you want to do that as your weekly tarot meditation. That's on Spear Mind Family though. It's on Patreon. So you have to go to Patreon and keyword Spear Mind Family, or when this becomes a video, I'll pin it in the comments also. And this month is Third Eye Month, so we're doing a lot of stuff to opening and working with our third eye this month. So we dive a little deeper into our spiritual awakening tutorials and our meditation. It's all exclusive there. And we do the inner teaching, the inner work with the master teacher, which is on an even higher level, which what we do here on YouTube, which is on a very high level. And speaking of which, Tuesday's the full moon, so we're going to do the archangel channeling and the master teachers on Tuesday at 7 o'clock here on the Medium channel. So Monday is the forecast, Tuesday's the channeling and the frequency and energy channeling that's going to help to assimilate these energies and to work with the heart center. All right, ending now. As I promised, I love you. Thanks for being here. Have a great and safe week, and we'll see you next week, if not sooner.